Well, welcome back to another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, we're working on this 07 to 2013 Corolla, Toyota Corolla. Specifically, we're going to be messing around with the window reg. We're going to be pulling the glass out, putting a new window reg in, and hopefully getting our window going up and down again. Now, the reason I've actually chosen to do this video isn't necessarily because the regulator breaks. This is the common misconception with the Toyota Corolla. Basically, the glass panel itself, the little clip falls off and people think it's the reg, so they buy the reg, whatnot. So I'm going to show you what that looks like on the inside of the door. Of course, I'm then going to show you how to remove and install the glass and the reg so that you know your way in and around there, and you can establish if it is your reg or your door glass that's causing your dramas. And yeah, I'll show you the solution for both. Alrighty guys, so if you do need a window regulator, we do sell them here at Parts Factory. Click on the title of the video, the description will drop down, order the reg, get it in your hand, use this video, save yourself some money. That's what we're all about here at Parts Factory. But unfortunately, obviously we can't sell door glass. So if you do need a door glass, we don't sell that. So unfortunately, you'll have to go somewhere else. Alrighty guys, let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, to get into the window regulator, we need to put this door glass up in the highest position. Now, obviously, if your window reg is busted, you won't be able to do that. So if that's the case, you can't. Mine still functions correctly, so I'm going to put it up into the air, get it out of my way. But first things first, we've got to remove this little trim piece. It just pops off from the front to the back. And then there's going to be 2 Phillips head screws. 1, 2. If they don't come out straight away, just leave them in for now, because once you pop that, yeah, that one's not going to come out. Once you pop this from the bottom, see how it's just like pressure clips. Hopefully it'll come out. You can use a little screwdriver, pop it out like so. Just put it somewhere safe. Now behind this door handle, you've got what looks like a little plastic trim here. You can also pop that forward, just like so. It just pops off, falls on the ground. It looks like that, prying it from the back forwards. Now there's one more Phillips head screw just underneath this door handle, which is going to be super easy for you to see. And at that point, the whole door card can pop forward. You've got a little pressure clip over here too. Yep, it's just quite a tough one. So before we go any further, I'm going to take my window up. Obviously, again, you guys can't, so pull the key out so it's not beeping its head off. And then you can pop this up into the air. I'll just make sure we're not going to break anything. Usually it should just come up nice and easy. Yeah, there you go. So it just pops up into the air. Alrighty guys, so you now pop these rods forward just with your finger, and these little ball bearings or little balls will pop up and out of the way, etc, etc. For now, I'm just going to undo this little tweeter. Use a little flathead screwdriver, just like so. Come in from the top, and there's a little press button just there. You just pop it out like that. Because once you do that, you're going to get a bit more space in there to get this ball off. So now I can pop my head in, figure out where it needs to be. What you can do is you can rotate. Oh, there you go. And that pulled itself off, which is actually good for us. It's looking like that master switch is happy to come out through the top. So what we'll do, put your knee under it. Hopefully it just comes up and out easy. If you can get yours out without doing this, it'd be advised, because you don't want to really be mucking around with any of this fabric here. But it seems mine's going to be a bit of a pain, so it's kind of like a pry backwards and pull backwards sort of motion. I'm just going to, so what I've decided to do is pull it out through the top instead, like that. That way I can get in here a bit easier and depress these buttons, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't even see any buttons. So there's one button on this side, yet the plug wants, if it just wouldn't budge like that, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so we'll pull that out. Yeah, that is the weird, look at that plug. That ain't normal. Anyway, we'll move this door card out of our way. That was not nice. Okay, so we're getting closer to our reg. First things first, we're going to pull this plastic out of the way. Now it travels through the plastic, so we're going to pull that off. You can stab it through that hole. I want to try and make this as easy as possible. We don't want to be mucking around too much. Again, you can stuff that wiring through that hole because this plastic's got to come down. Now, you can either choose to remove this plastic entirely or keep it. A lot of people will keep it. Obviously, it's your insulation. It gets rid of a lot of the noise in the car. So what you do is you can just pull it right down like so, out of your way. Then you can re-stick it to the surface like so. And that way it just sits there. Try and keep these little rods in their position, up and out of the way. Okay, so you've got two 10 mils here. Looks like two there, maybe this one's not one. Oh, two here and two there. And then, and two here. So you've got 4 and 2. But we're gonna start with these two because that will cause the glass to drop. So I'll grab my 10 mil. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna start with these two 10 mils. Once you do this, you can kind of grab it and you can actually move it, and you'll notice, hopefully, that the reg will want to move. Not today though. Put it all out of the way, and then you can just, once again, undo these. 1, if you haven't got dodgy tools. 2, 3, and 4, and then the whole glass will drop down like that. Now, you grab your glass, and do you see this bolt here? Obviously, we want to undo that one. And then the same thing, but up the top here, you'll find another one. Now remember this, the way that we've done this is the only way you can do it if your window regulator is broken. Because obviously, if you can't move it, how can you adjust the position of the reg to undo those 10 mils? So once you've got the back one off, you can then lift the glass up while the reg drops down, move the reg forward and back, and then what I'm actually doing is I'm looking for the front clip. So you'll look through, bringing your glass up straight. It's important to do that. And if I look straight through that hole there, now that I've pulled that glass up and in the correct position, I can go straight through, lining it up, undo that 10 mil, and out comes the glass. Now, if it doesn't want to come out straight away, just pull this interior trim, and then it will come out, like so. And putting this somewhere safe, because it's now time to pull our regulator out of the door. Boom, bang, just like that. Alrighty guys, so if your window regulator was lazy and it just wouldn't go up and down properly anymore, or you're hearing a clicking noise, etc., like click, 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 or nothing at all, window regulator. That's most likely what it's gonna be. It's gonna be this motor itself, or you can have stripped out gears, or you can have a seized, whatever you wanna call these little ball bearings in here, or etc., etc., etc. It can be any of that. However, if as you take your glass up and down, the glass twists or it gets stuck, it seems like it's lodged, you want to have a look here. These clips are adhesived on. As you can see, mine are in good condition. If one of these fell off, it would simulate, or it would appear like your window regulator was busted, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, it's actually your door glass. So this is a great way to diagnose which is what and what's happening in your car. So yeah, if you pull it all apart, you bought the reg, shit, it isn't the reg, it's actually the door glass, then yeah, you know what you need to do. Cruise down to a wrecker's, make sure you're telling me the hatch or sedan because the door glass is different. Get one with some good clips and hopefully you're good to go back on the road. Alrighty guys, so if you found that it was your reg, you've now got your new reg, it's obviously here in front of you. That means you're good to go. We're putting it in a little bit differently than we removed it. If it was your glass, you've obviously gone ahead and got your new glass. Your reg was never broken, etc., etc. again, we're still going to put it in this new way. It's not in reverse, it's actually the reverse of reverse. So the reg's going to go in first. Flip it up the correct way. All right, well, this is where it's important to get it the correct way, isn't it? Yeah, so the glass is going to sit on top there. So we're going to pop this in like so. So this reg is currently in the completely upwards position. So at this point, you basically just need to muck around and line up these couple screws. Can be difficult. So probably just go for this closest one down here, because if you can get that one in, then the rest will line up as you twist. So try and get that bottom one in. So yeah, once that bottom one's in, you'll see that the rest of these ones are also ready to line up. You got 1 and 2, and then once you got 2 in, as you can imagine, the rest are going to be easy. Try not to tighten them up until you got all 4 in. Once you got all 4 in, good to go. Right, and then you want to line up this little one down here, noting that the main rod that holds the glass can be completely spun the wrong direction. You just got to loosen these bolts off, and then yeah, do a big rotation, and then that will free it all up for you. Once you've got these in, then you can tighten it all up. Now guys, at this point you can plug your reg in, and technically you can actually plug your master switch in as well and do a test. Now obviously I already know mine works, so I'm not going to bother, but you can now plug your master in, turn your key on and test that reg goes up and down. That way you know you're good to go moving forward. Alrighty guys, so once you've got your reg in, it's now time to put your new glass in, or your old glass if there was nothing wrong with your new one or your old one. So you can just see that how you have it on a bit of an angle like that. That gets it in past the seals on the door, etc, etc. Sometimes it won't go straight in, so just have a bit of patience. There you go. Once you get it in, then your job is to basically line it up on these seals on each side. So you can come around and you can basically just see how I've twisted the glass till it lines up, and then as I come down, we're going to find the window regulator rod, which is way up in the sky right now. This is too high. So just let the glass sit there for a sec. We're going to plug our master switch in. We're going to literally plug it all in, get it all operating. Just plugs in like that, hopefully. Very, very bizarre switch design. I've never had this happen. Just pushing it in and then it clips in like that. Now hold the glass up, make sure your reg's actually plugged in, and then you can put that reg down, down, just tapping it so it doesn't go crazy like it did. Get it into like a central position, and then drop the glass down into the reg so it kind of sits like that. You see how it popped in like that? And then of course you need to do the same thing on this side. It's a bit of a mission really, but once you do it once, you'll be like, oh no, this is actually all right. So once you've got them in, then you can put the bolt, which is just this little 10mm, into the reg. And then of course at that time, you can now adjust the window's position, testing to make sure everything's working as intended. So I'm going to tighten this one up, not too tight where it cracks the plastic, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the reg down until I see that little plastic tab appear. So there it is there. Then I'm going to grab my, once again, little 10mm. Yep, and then I'm going to go through the door into the hole, lining it up. First go, and then raise your door glass so it seals nicely. And of course, that would be job complete, guys, other than assembling the door again. Alrighty guys, it's now time to put this little weather strip back along, make sure it's on properly. And then It's time to bring your big plastic up into the air, remembering to tuck all your electrical wires through each hole, etc., etc. If you forget to do any of this, you will be reopening it all back up, so don't forget. Put your little cables through. You can run around the edge now and start to re-stick it all, just like so, all the way around the edge. Basically, it just keeps all the noise out, guys, and moisture, etc. Once again, all the cables, it's all looking pretty good, realistically. And then, yeah, it's now time to go and grab our door card and try and get our dodgy little rods back in. Alrighty guys, so just before you go any further, as you can see, this one here is your door handle and that one there is your lock. The lock is the white one and then the handle is the green one. And you can basically see that little ball bearing just tucks in that hole and then it just sits there as it moves like that. So that's what we're aiming for here. So you grab your white one straight into your lock. We'll get the lock done because it's kind of a pain in the ass because you gotta really get in there to see, if you know what I mean. So just get that one sorted first, then do the green one, and hopefully it all just sits there nicely. You can tuck that tab in like I did, and then the green one, same thing. Tuck that tab in. Master switch, just tuck that cable through the hole, and then little tweeter, is it? Yep, little speaker basically. Plug that in if you can. Yep, so you just went in. Now you can pretty much just line it all up where you think it's in the correct position. Just remembering there's little tabs around the edges that you're only going to really get one chance at. Give it a nice hit. Lining it up again, giving it another try. What I'll do is I'll just come over here. I'll actually, with my eye, line up the tab like I have. Give it a nice hit around the edges, like so. Master control back in. Again, this is a bit of a pain in the ass master switch, but it has seemed to have gone on or gone in well. You can pop that back into place using your Phillips head screwdriver. We'll put our 3 little support Phillips heads back in. I think the short one is for the one up here. Yep, and then the long, big, thick ones are your main grab handle Phillips heads. So make sure they're in, otherwise you'll just be driving along one day, go to get out and rip your whole door card off. Like so. Now we'll start with this little clip here, like so. And then of course, our final little silver one. Remember back first, yeah, because you got this little one-way clip here. Put that in position. Give it a nice tap. And that's it, guys. Give your windscreen or your door glass a nice clean so you don't have all your fingerprints all over it. And that's it, guys. That's how to fix a window reg or door glass in a 07 to 013 Toyota Corolla. Alrighty, guys. If you have appreciated this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are doing your own DIY repairs on cars like this one, guys, subscribe to the channel. It's a great one to have in your toolkit for next time. I'll help you save some money. And you hook up if you're in Australia, if you're looking for cheap car parts. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.